When you find a real estate platform that aligns everyone in the entire company financially by making us real estate agents owners, so when the average agent wins, everyone wins, that's the secret to success. And when you surround yourself with like-minded entrepreneurial people who absolutely love what they do, they love serving people, they love God and life, and you put yourself in an environment of high energy, high producing, positive people every day, you can't help but succeed in business and life. We are changing the real estate industry and changing real estate agents' lives. Welcome to the Financial Freedom Forever Podcast.
Well, hi, Waleed. We're coming live today. I'm super excited to introduce my business partner, Waleed Elsayed. Sorry if I messed that up. You can correct me for sure. From the Greater Toronto area in Canada, he's been just killing it in the GTA, and super excited to invite you to the Financial Freedom Forever podcast today. How you doing, buddy?
I'm great, my man. Thanks, Andre.
Yeah, thanks for jumping on today. Super excited to ask you, your story. Tell me a little bit about. Tell us your background. Let's just jump right in. Tell us your background. How long you've been in real estate? What company were you at before? And a little bit about your history here of partnering up with us.
You got it. Thanks for the invite. I didn't want to get into real estate. I did so because my dad told me to do so. He was a realtor, never really became full-time. And I listened to my dad. And I believe when you're a good boy, God will bless you. So my dad told me, hey, Waleed, this is good. You'll be good at this. And so I listened to him and I got into real estate. I got in at the end of 2014. So 2015 is when really I started real estate, and I went right into it full time. And awesome. I actually got married and started real estate in the same month.
Oh, wow.
And I was terrified. So and part of that, I knew I could do it, but I started with a discount brokerage, and it was really, it was actually the broker had good follow-up. He followed up with me, and I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. And that first year with that discount brokerage was so that I can prove to myself whether or not I can do this. And I decided, yeah, I can do this. My first year, I got Rookie of the Year. It's a small brokerage. It's not, it's something. I did it in the cold market, and I did it by being down and dirty prospecting, cold calling, and door knocking, and just putting myself out there. And 6 years in the business, solo, built a team along the way, merged with a team along the way. And, when I first got into real estate, I thought people would seek me out the way lawyers and doctors are sought out. Right. And it was a big rude awakening when I had to, I got to go find people. My first order of business is to find a customer. So big wake up call. And so my fellow realtors, just because you have a license, nobody knows you exist. And your friends and family will not come to you. They'll be watching. Yeah. And in 2 or 3 years, once you, establish yourself, then they'll come to you. But in the beginning, go cold.
Yeah, I started slow too, man. My first year, I think I sold 7 properties. The second year, maybe 10 or 12. It took me 7 years to get to 40 transactions. Really busting your, what.
Oh yeah.
But you love the business and you love helping people, and then you get through it. But I'm excited to hear the rest of your story, because I know, we were talking earlier that you've only been in real estate 6 years, and tell us, your best year prior to joining us and partnering us with EXP, and what did you do this year, and what does your team and everything look like now?
Yeah. So first year was 14 transactions. So then it was 24, then 28, then 41. So after the discount brokerage, I went to Keller Williams, and I spent 55 months at Keller Williams, and I never thought I would leave. I loved Keller Williams. I still love Keller Williams. I still love Gary Keller. Great company. And now it's been 13 months at EXP. So What was your question? My record year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your best year prior to EXP, and I know you've been in EXP only about 13 months, so this is your first year. And how many transactions have you done, this year with at the new company?
At the new company. So, the year's not even over yet. We've surpassed 100 transactions. Prior to that, I was at 41 transactions. And coming to EXP, and I guess we'll talk about my sponsor later, I merged with my sponsor. So big shout out to Robert Paperny.
Yeah, Robert, I think he's on here listening to us now. So, thanks for jumping on, Robert.
Surprise, Robert. I didn't even tell him we were doing this. We've been so busy, caught up, making sales happen. So yeah, Robert, you know what? I owe a great debt of gratitude. You're going to get tired of hearing it, buddy, but thank you for introducing the opportunity. It's a game changer and it's a life changer. And yes, we've shattered the record. We've merged as a team. We've grown as a team in this last year. The team has grown. So coming into EXP, the size of the team was like this. Now, 13 months later, I can't even, I need to look at a cheat sheet to know how many agents we've grown to.
Really?
And yeah, we've done more than 100 transactions, which was mind-blowing to me. When I first got into real estate, I downloaded a book by a real estate coach talking about, getting to 100 transactions in a year. And I thought to myself, no way, like how? And here it is. And now, you know what, Andre, when you surround yourself with people that are doing 500 transactions a year, you can't help but do 100, 150 just by being around them. It just rubs off. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. The collaboration and the family-like atmosphere that we have within the company is pretty amazing. I know, and out of Keller Williams and Remax and other companies have some great companies, great collaboration. I talk to KW agents all the time, and one thing that they tell me, hey, they love the company, they love the collaboration, and it sounds like you did too. What made you? What was the top thing that made you make the move? Why did you do it? If you love KW, you love where you're at. What convinced you to make the move?
KW made me. They built me. If you were to call me a success, KW built me to be that success. And so I came into KW for training and for like training and mentorship and coaching. And I found that being at KW, I learned about profit share. And I'm like, wow. And this was like an added, but had they led with profit share, it would have been something else that would have attracted me. I considered myself to be extremely lucky. I fell into the right place. And so, yeah, it was the coaching and training. KW is a technology company. And then profit share was like, to me, wow, a beautiful thing. Those same things are what I found at EXP, just 10X. I wear my 10X, Grant Cardone,
right.
Success is my duty.
Right.
So those same things just went to another level. Okay, there are 4 things actually. I'll tell you. It's leads. I'm interested in leads. Keller Williams taught me how to find leads, and that's good. You want to teach a man to fish, right? I got leads. I was taught how to fish. Now at EXP, we actually get leads, and you turn it on. You turn on your mobile device, and my God, Andre, you just start to drown. When you still jump in the thing with the balls. I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. Those ball thingies?
Yeah.
That's the leads. And our business has gone to another level where we are getting into the referral business. Now, the leads that we are not servicing ourselves, we're like a referral agent. Oh, you did this one. Do a split here. And we're going in, we're just, my world is broadening. We have listings as far north as Sudbury.
Wow.
Like 3-4 hours away. Ottawa, 5 hours to the east. West, 3 hours. Windsor to the border. Niagara, like just our circle. Whereas I used to be hyper local and I used to farm 500 homes in a certain, demographic. I even can tell you the postal code off by heart. I can name the streets. There were 6 or 7 streets. I can name them for you.
Right.
It depends on your business model. You can be hyper local, you can be broad, but yeah. So leads, I'm in it for leads, and man, we get a ton of them at EXP. Then I call it the T's in the business: the tools, the technology, and the training. Right?
Okay.
We have that at Keller Williams. It's good. It's just another level over here, being cloud-based. And the cloud is very powerful. And we all know that the cloud is disrupting many industries, real estate included. That's why our founder, God bless him, Glenn Sanford, he's a mover and shaker, the Jeff Bezos of real estate, the Elon Musk of real estate, the Richard Branson of real estate, the Steve Jobs of real estate. Leads, tools, training, technology, ownership. I'm going to say something. So I don't know. Do we have realtors watching? Can we tell?
Yeah. We have, we got Billy on here and Mary. Shout out to Thomas McBurney and Robert. So we got several agents on here for sure.
All right.
Hey, if anyone's got any questions for Waleed, put them in the comment sections. We'll ask them. And thanks for joining us today. But go ahead.
So number 3, my advice to my fellow realtors, like when we go out and we talk to our clients, I work with buyers first, actually renters. And I would say, guys, stop renting, start buying real estate. So let us take our own advice. If you are at a brokerage, even if you get an office for free, and if you're paying a split and some sort of a desk fee, you are a renter at your brokerage. Start gaining an ownership interest in your brokerage. Become an owner. So ownership interests me. Now we at EXP, we are all agent owners. WestJet, we care more because we're owners. Employees are owners. So ownership was another determining factor for me, which I found at EXP. And unless I wanted to buy a franchise, that's the only way I could achieve ownership. I do not want to buy a franchise. I like selling. I don't want to be a broker. Maybe someday. Today, I like selling. And then the fourth factor after ownership is the exit strategy, the revenue share. The most beautiful thing I've ever seen in real estate. It's the profit share I saw at Keller Williams times 10x. And that is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in real estate. And I'm proud to say, the revenue share that I'm earning now, the passive income in 13 months, it's wild. Like I don't know. Are we allowed to share numbers? Like, what do we?
Yeah,
Let's put it this way. If you had $500,000 invested at 10%, so you need to have $500,000 cash, and you invest that to get a 10% return. I don't know where you would get 10% return. That means $50,000 a year, or $1,000 a week, or about $4,000 a month passive income. What we're doing with revenue share gives you a return on effort. There's return on income, ROI, return on investment, ROI, if you want to call it that. But we have ROE, return on effort. And trust me, it's a lot easier to build like-minded professionals and participate in revenue share and make make what you would need instead of having $500,000 liquid and then finding a place where you can safely get 10% return.
Yeah, that's awesome. Huge difference between revenue share and profit share. Like you said, 10x difference. It's changed my life as well.
Look. Okay, pop quiz. I know you're the host, but I have a question for you, Andre. In a traditional brick and mortar model, what are the 2 major impediments to profitability?
Well, you have all the overhead costs, right? I mean, you have all the taxes, the insurance, the computers, the expenses of your to run a company, right?
Yeah,
all the brick and mortar for sure.
Yeah, that's one.
So
the second biggest expense, the employees. So we don't have the brick and mortar. We're in the cloud. There's no lease on the cloud. You don't have to heat or cool the cloud. You don't have to put coffee into the cloud or have a photocopier.
Yeah, there's no COVID in the cloud either.
Yeah, that too. So there's no overhead occupancy cost, which is a big impediment on profitability. And then number 2, our employees are in the cloud. They're across multiple time zones. We have a lean staff, about 1,000 right now, supporting our agent population of 68,000. So we're very, very lean. So being in a cloud-based model, you're automatically profitable. So it's revenue off the top. We can be revenue share instead of profit share. And you know, if you ever listen to like those venture capitalists, they always want money off the top. Right. As opposed to, here's my top line revenue, deduct. Is there anything left? Okay, yeah, now I take this home. We get money right off the top. We get paid first. That's wild.
That's a beautiful thing, right? I mean, most agents work 10, 20, 30 years, maybe become a broker, maybe buy a company and then become an owner. You can be a brand new agent and become an owner immediately after you sell your first house. So it is the best business model I've ever seen in my life. Shout out to Rena. Thanks for jumping on, Rena and Marcy. Let me ask you a few more questions, Waleed. How long was your due diligence period when you were first told about EXP? It sounds like you were pretty happy where you were at, but when you looked at the business model, how long did it take you before you made the move? And you wish you did it sooner or later?
Okay, I'll tell you a story. So Robert calls me and he says, Waleed, I'm thinking about joining this company and I want you to come with me. And I'm like, hell no. I am Keller Williams. No way. Forget about it. What? EXP? No, man. Keller Williams is the mother of EXP. If you go to EXP, you're a traitor. No way. Forget it. I'm Keller Williams. Then he tells me, all right, just come over here and come just I want you to meet this guy. And you know, he was referring to Rick Dillon.
Okay.
So we go, kicking and screaming. I go, and Robert tells me, okay, listen. So these are the guys. I'm going to let these guys sponsor me, and they're a wicked team. Blah blah blah. And I'm going to join at the end of the year. We're talking in September.
Okay.
September of 2020. And then Robert says, it's September now. Next year, I'm going to be coming to EXP. Well, so you asked me how long my due diligence period? We spent about an hour with Rick and Gurpreet. And by the end of it, I said, Robert, okay, let's move. And let's move now. Forget about next year. Let's do it now. And then I was pushing him. He's like, oh, now? No, let's wait till next. I'm like, let's go. If you don't sponsor me, I'm going to let them sponsor me. Let's go.
Oh, wow. So you pushed them to move forward. Well, good for you. Well, Jay Kinder always says, it's hard to, you can't see, once you see it, you can't unsee it. So I love that story. I mean, you were really closed-minded, really not looking to go. Robert kind of pushed you. Hey, man, we're friends.
And I believe.
Well,
I see the light. Hallelujah. Yeah.
Thank God Robert didn't take no
kudos to Robert. Robert was going to do it regardless, right. And I know like there are probably people on this call that are, they're there. They want to move. But then they're also like, okay, well, I'll come if my buddy comes. It doesn't work like that. Robert was going to move regardless. If me coming was a bonus.
Right.
If I didn't come, he was going to do it because he has his plan to leave a legacy for his family. And I thank God that he saw the opportunity and then he came and presented it to me. Andre, I almost missed it. What if I missed it?
Yeah.
I people approached me about EXP before. I
really?
Didn't give them the time of day.
Oh, wow.
But because it was Robert, I listened to him. I almost missed it. And I get emotional because what if I missed it? What if I'm still doing what I was doing and if I remain closed-minded?
What's changed? What's besides going from 40 some transactions to 50 to you guys doing over 100 transactions, and this is just the beginning. Besides your team exploding and going from a small market to a huge market, what's changed in your life personally because of this?
3 streams of income, Andre. I'll give you a quote. The purpose of business, this is Keller Williams, Gary Keller, thank you. The purpose of business is to fund a perfect life. So whatever your perfect life is, there's a dollar amount you need to create that life. So do you want 1 stream of income or do you want 3? We get 3. And then, by the way, with EXP, when you do it right, if you're at EXP and you're paying, there's something you don't understand. You're doing it wrong. EXP pays us to be here. Right? Whatever I'm paying towards EXP, I get more back. So I'm net positive. So for anyone that talks about, oh, my split is only $300 per transaction, it doesn't matter if it's $1 per transaction, you're net negative. So for those that care about, hey, I get more from EXP than I give in terms of dollars, right? And so 3 streams of income, your real estate license has evolved. It's no longer just buying and selling real estate. That's good. That's what I signed up for. But in 2015, that was the deal. In 2021, things have evolved, my friend. And so we get to enjoy. So my business is better because it's real estate sales, commission, which the tools, training, and technology allow us to take this to the next level as you talk about us performing more than 100 deals. Then we get stock, which is an asset, which usually appreciates. We can't say what it will do in the future. We're regulated by the Securities and Exchange Commission. Sure. However, in the time I've been here, the stock has doubled, and I would hope that it will continue to appreciate. And then there's revenue share, passive income, in between closings. We have closings every month anyway. However, it's totally passive. So, there's real estate active commission income, and I feel like a brokerage owner. Because I have my team of realtors. That's my brokerage. I don't have the liability on them because I'm not a broker of record. Somebody else is. I don't get the RICO audits. I don't need to have an income trust account or a deposit trust account. And these agents are giving me, they're not giving me a split. They pay a split to EXP, and then EXP recycles that and brings that back to me for introducing them. And it's for life. And it's willable to the babies.
I can tell it's a game changer. I can tell you're excited because it's generational wealth, and it's going to change not just your history, but your kids and grandkids. So shout out to Chinky Del Mar, who just joined us. Thanks for jumping on, Chinky. Hey, anyone who's got any questions for Waleed, please put them in the chat box and send them some love. Give us some hearts and forward it to your friends. So other people out there, maybe the agents that your friends, your good real estate friends that you shared this with, but they were closed-minded, like Waleed was at first, saying no. Maybe with his excitement here, it'll open up the crack just a little bit and just get curious. That's what I ask people. Just get curious. Be curious of what's going on in the market and stay exactly where you're at, but just get curious and see what we're doing over here. And I simply tell people to do the math. And then once that happens, then it's game over. But let me ask you, Waleed, what was the most difficult part of you being a solo agent before? Now you're a team leader. But what was the most difficult thing in the past, and how is the EXP business model helped change that?
Solo agent starting, it's about leads. We're talking about revenue share, exit strategy, retirement, legacy. Sure, we have to get there. You have to live long enough to get there. You need to make a deal now. So I think it was leads in the beginning as a solo agent.
Okay.
And now EXP solved that. We're overflowing with them.
Now, explain that a little bit. Share that with some of the people who are listening. That how is it that you're overflowing with leads now more than ever before?
So when Robert and I, merged and we came to EXP, we came with a combined database of 4,000 contacts. That was so I had 5 years, and he had three years, maybe 4 in as a real estate agent. So that's 8 years of hustle. 4,000 contacts accumulated over 8 years. Here we are now 13 months after that, and our database has grown from 4,000 to over 21,000.
Wow.
Supercharge. So now, whereas I used to farm a geographic area, I am now farming or mining a database. That's my job. I mine a database, and I cherry pick, those that are ready to transact, people that are ready to open up their, and we have a business. And here's another Keller Williams quote. Shout out to Keller Williams. Be marketing based and prospecting enhanced. So with such an audience of 20,000 people, we're able to unleash a bunch of touches, and people raise their hand. Yeah, I'm ready I'm interested. I'm curious. And then we follow up with a call, and bada boom, bada bing, transaction. So being solo, the hardest was finding clients, customers. Now, EXP solved that.
That's awesome. What surprised you the most about EXP? What were you not expecting that it's better than you thought it would be, coming from where you were to where you are now?
I never thought I'd be talking to a dude in Georgia who's interested in my success, and like the camaraderie. I mean, I'm a big culture guy. I got the culture award at Keller Williams early on.
Oh, wow.
The hard part, what I wrestled with was, I have all these friends. Can I leave them? And I, being in the cloud, I'm like, is the culture going to be as close knit in the cloud as it is, in the bricks and mortar world? So I was surprised that the culture is so tight, and the information sharing and collaboration is so, just unfiltered. And like we've got, my upline gives a care that little old Waleed goes from 100 to maybe 500 transactions next year.
Yeah, it's a beautiful model. I mean, we copied Keller Williams 7-level model, but when you get a little profit, great. You want to help see your people grow, but when you actually get a piece of their revenue share, and like you said, it's 10x, it just brings more light to that. And when you start the relationships and really seeing somebody grow from where you were to where you are and where you're going, that's what lights me up, man. When I know that the conversations that we have and what we can do to help you grow your business, being 30 years in the business, and we can obviously give you some good tips and help. It's changing your kids' lives, right? And that's a big deal.
The first thing my 4-year-old and 2-year-old are going to do, my 2 daughters, I'm going to force them to get their real estate license the day they're old enough to do so. And that'll be my gift, to them.
It's funny. My youngest is 22, and he's an engineer, and doesn't have any interest in sales. But when he saw my revenue share, the passive income coming in monthly, and he knows that it's willable to the kids. He's just waiting, man. I'm sure he's going to be getting his license, so they can enjoy some of the fruits of our labor. That's cool that you're able to do that for your kids and your family. One question people always ask is, what kind of support that you get from the local state broker? Being the brokers are in the cloud, you're not in bricks and mortars. Do you have problems, getting a hold of them or getting answers when you need something quickly from your broker?
Robert and I laugh because whenever we go to get support, we feel like we're at a Tim Hortons drive-through. Like when you're at a drive-through, they want you looked after in 30 seconds. I remember one time being in multiples, and it was like 9:30 at night. I sent a message. 3 minutes later, I got a text message, a response back, and then another one, and then they were calling me, and then within 9 minutes, we had finished a 9-minute phone call. So from start to inception, 15 minutes later, start to finish was 15 minutes. Within that 15 minutes, we had a 9-minute phone call, solved my problem, 9:30 at night. And that's because we have staff across multiple time zones. So I know, look, wherever I was, God bless them, our brokers, they say, listen, if you have a problem at 2 a.m., call me at 2 a.m. Sure, they're available. But when you're going to call them at 2 a.m., does the phone not feel heavy? Do you not think like, okay, and you call, maybe you call, but it's painful. In the cloud, you call because someone is staffing that desk, and for them, it's 4 p.m. It's business hours. And so the support has been great, Andre. They're very responsive. I feel like I'm going through a drive-through, and then you get a survey at the end of it. How was your experience? Oh my goodness. Thank you for caring. Another example, one time I remember the payroll department. It was a Friday morning, and there was a trade sheet for signing sent over to my email. Right. And the payout specialist, she did her job. She sent out the trade sheet. The ball's on my court, in my lap, and I just need to, do the e-signature. She doesn't stop there. I get a call. Hey, Waleed, I just sent you 2 trade sheets. If you get those signed for me in the next 30 minutes, I can make sure you get paid out today before the weekend, and you can enjoy that payday before the weekend. I hang up, I sign it, bada boom, bada bing, money shows up in the account. Like, support is freaking fantastic.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. Let me ask you just a few more questions. We'll wrap things up. Have you taken advantage of having full access to your business partners' calendars, and what does that mean to you, and how has that helped you grow your business?
Right. Thank you. I have not taken full advantage. I've taken limited. I'm the kind of guy, and Robert, big brother, he says, Waleed, stop trying to do everything yourself. Use your upline. Leverage me. Leverage your upline. Rick, Andre, Pierre. Pierre has been supportive. So supportive. So I'm taking advantage. I'm beginning to take advantage of that. I have nowhere taking full advantage. And it's so heartwarming to see how these megas that I look up to and admire are willing to pour into me to help grow my business. And the genius of the model, how, they were going to do it anyway. They are nice people. They're going to do it anyway. However, they are also financially incentivized to support us. And it just makes it worth their while. And it's a very different relationship than a broker will support you or a real estate coach. And just a quick bunny trail, a broker usually isn't selling real estate. They have the experience, but they may not have recent experience. They're not selling real estate. So they are supportive. And they, so there's a bit of a misalignment, if I may say so. Number 2, a real estate coach gets paid by the hour. So if you can learn everything in a day, it's against the coach's business model to teach you everything in a day. They want to drag it out for a year so that they can bill you by the hour. Still, I do believe in having a coach, and I do believe in brokerage. Like, those are good things. With revenue share, it's total alignment, because you have a mentor who's in the field, usually still selling real estate, and they get compensated when you make transactions. So they're not billing you by the hour. They get paid on the back end when a sale materializes. And then rather than being a broker who's, high level, maybe not selling actively, your upline mentor could be someone who is still selling. Of course, if you're Andre, you have the option to just be on the beach all day, and you freaking earned it, my man.
Appreciate that, Waleed. Just a couple other questions. If there was just one takeaway that you want to make sure that anyone here listening today, especially if it's a close friend or a colleague that you really respect and care about, what would you want to make sure they understood and took away from our interview today?
The takeaway I would say is, be open-minded. You don't know what you don't know. And if someone is trying to cram this thing down your throat, it's a vitamin. It's good for you. Take the freaking vitamin.
That's great.
Okay. And if I could go and make one wish, I wish I could go back and be 25 years old again and have my real estate license and join this company.
Oh man. I think about that occasionally. It's like if this model was around when I got plugged in 30 years ago, and just the one piece of the equity, the agent equity program, where you can take 5% of your commission checks, and the company will automatically, it's voluntary, you don't have to do it, but of course I would have done it. Take 5% of your commission checks and buy EXP stock with it at a 10% discount, where you're getting 10% equity in the company that you work for. And that you did that for 30 years. Now I did that for 30 years, not investing in the company I work for. I just gave it to a stock guy because I don't know much about stocks, but I gave money to my stockbroker, every month. And we've done that for 30 years. And we got a little nest egg in there, but what I've been able to create in 2.5 years with EXP is more than 10 times what we built that took 30 to build in passive income. I mean, it's hard to believe it. I tell people, you got to see it. So anyone that's out there that's even remotely thinking about, man, the buzz about EXP, I know it's growing. 2.5 years ago, we had 16,000 agents. Today, I know we're almost at 70,000, and just exploding. Canada, 2 years ago, there was 300 agents in the country of Canada when I got plugged in 2.5 years ago, and I have over 300 just in my group, just in Ontario. And I know there's over 3,000, and I'm just super excited for guys like yourself who are out there, hustling, working, making a legacy for your family, but caring enough for your friends and colleagues to share the opportunity. Because once Canada hits, 50,000, 100,000 people, it's going to be a game changer, because you're going to get revenue share from all those people for the rest of their real estate careers. And it's amazing. But one last question, Waleed, if you could do it all over again, what would you say was your biggest mistake of joining EXP? Or, if you could do it differently, what would you differently than what you did, if anything?
Now, I would have sponsored Robert.
There you go.
You know what? I'm very lucky. I feel very blessed. And then, an opportunity came my way, and I don't overthink it. I place my trust in God. I place my trust in my partners, and they don't steer me wrong. So, when I saw it, I got in, and so I got that right. I didn't hesitate or delay. And then, we just worked it, sold real estate, did a little bit of revenue share, agent attraction. It's all good. Got participated in the equity stock option equity. And when I say, sponsored Robert, like what I mean to say is, as time passes, I'm talking to my fellow realtors now. As time passes, realtors, are going to join the company, and it's going to happen. It's just going to happen. And you're going to say, gosh, maybe if I had told them about it, maybe I could have been their sponsor. That's all I'm saying. So people, there's a lot of noise in the news. We got a lot of star power with Grant Cardone. We've got a lot of momentum at our back. And people are, especially in the new year, people are, reconsidering their career. And some of them are going to come to this brokerage. People that will come to this brokerage, and they will have someone else sponsor them. And you're going to think, why? Because you talk to them about it. They're going to say, well, you never invited me. You never told me.
Right.
You said EXP, but you didn't tell me it was this good.
Right.
So
what's amazing too, people need to know is, some people say, well, geez, I haven't been in real estate that long. I don't know a lot of people, that kind of thing. Man, I shared the opportunity with one man, and he sponsored just one person. That's it. So I shared it with one person who shared it with one person. And that person that he shared it with has brought over 100 people in the last 12 months into my business, and I never knew him. So
that's why the 7 generations is a beautiful thing. There's a term called 6 degrees of separation, which means if you take everyone and you take everyone they know, and you take everyone they know, within 6 degrees, you will have covered the entire earth.
Wow.
Well, you get paid on 7 generations. So it's the 6 plus 1, just for good measure. So you're right, Andre. You can sponsor someone who sponsors someone who sponsors someone that you don't even know. And then boom.
One last.
That's why you can have 2 kids, but by the time you might have great grandkids, you might have 20 great grandkids. That's it. That's it. You can't have 20 20 kids. You can have 2 or 3. But by the time you go a few generations, your seed is spread. That's what we're doing.
What do you say to people, Waleed, when they say, hey, I'm not a recruiter. I can't. I just want to sell more houses. I'm not interested in recruiting. I'm not a recruiter, because I know people think that's sometimes a bad word in the professional industry, in the professional world with athletes. You want to be recruited. That means they want you. That means you're good at what you do, and they want you to come play on the team. But what would you say to somebody that just said, hey, I just want to sell more houses, build my business, and I'm not a recruiter? What would you say to them?
Yeah, do it. Just sell more houses, build your business, and when someone asks you, hey, how good is this EXP thing? Plug them into your upline. who is doing the attraction. We call it attraction, not
That's right.
recruiting. Don't do it. Shut it off if you want. Look, this is the best place to run your business. You're not interested in that slice, turn it off. I think it's silly. But one day, you know, God forbid if something happens, or if you start thinking about an exit strategy or a retirement, flip it on. It's an option. It's an added layer of income that you can turn on or off if you don't want, you know, as you please. Like, you can't turn it off. Once it starts going, it starts going. But don't do it. If you don't like that part, don't do it. No one said you have to recruit.
Yeah, it's not mandatory for sure. That's a different part of their business. But what I've seen that agents will do is just focus on, that's what they want. They're at 50 deals, they want to go to 100, or they're at 20, want to go to 40, or they got a team that are doing 400 and they want to go to 700. And we're here to help them. You know, myself and we have a couple of 100 years worth of real estate experience. We're here to help you reach your goal, whatever your goal is. But what happens when you do double your business, triple your business, quadruple your business, a lot of your friends and other people that are watching will call you. Hey, I see what you're doing. What's going on over there? And you may be too busy to even answer their questions because you're selling so many houses. That's not a problem. And I had an agent, Mina in California, that said exactly that thing. Hey, I want to double my business. I want to do a lot more. I got all my business referrals. I want to get more than just referrals, and asked to help and said, hey, if I got to do, you know, agent attraction recruiting, I'm not interested. I just told her, don't mention a thing. I will help you sell more homes, and let's concentrate on that. And then as she started building her business, some of her friends were saying, geez, I've seen that you've done a lot better since your production. What do you like over there? And her response was, hey, I'm really too busy to kind of go into it. Let me just have my senior business partner Andre reach out to you, and he can answer your questions. She didn't even answer any questions. She just sent them to us. We did it for her. And of course, when they're ready to join, now she has, I think, 4 people that are in her organization. Her organization, and she didn't have to share it with anyone. So
we have examples like that. Yeah, we have examples where we have people coming in and being sponsored and not having even met. Yes, I mean that's why it's called attraction, and success breeds success. Just go out there and win in real estate, and your fellow realtor will gravitate to you. Oh, you sold 100 houses. How can I sell 100 houses? Then I'll say, oh, well, you need to be here.
Yeah, we can help them because we're financially aligned and we become partners. So it's a beautiful thing. Hey, if anyone wants to reach out to Waleed, anyone, he's in the GTA, covers looks like 5 hours plus more. I'm in Georgia, so it just goes to show you that there's no boundaries here. But if you're looking to join a team or just get some help or get some questions answered, you know, his phone number is right there, and his best ways to reach out to him on Instagram. Please reach out to Waleed, and I'm sure he'll be happy to answer your questions. Before we sign off, if you're a reader, what's the best inspirational book that you love? Or if you're a movie watcher, what's the name of your favorite movie of all time, Waleed?
All right. So I'll answer those in backwards order. My favorite movie of all time is The Prince of Egypt.
Okay.
It's just miracles. And, you know, it just rekindles my faith. And I believe in miracles. And I believe in being blessed. That's my favorite movie of all time. Books, there are several. I'll name one. There's one by A.L. Williams, who is the founder of Primerica Financial. And the title of the book is enough in itself. All you can do is all you can do. But all you can do is enough. It talks about how they started a financial company, and there was this big giant that they wanted to overcome. And in 6 short years, they beat it. It was Primerica beating Prudential. And it's a David versus Goliath story. And if you read any stories of inspiration of people that have really achieved great wealth or great success, you know what? I'm going to quote my previous broker, Keller Williams guy. God bless him. Wherever you are today and wherever you want to be, you can map out a 5-year plan to get there. And, you know, many people have made their wealth in as little as 3 years, but 3 to 5 years, you can have everything you want. There's a plan. And if you sacrifice enough, you can path it. So favorite movie and favorite book. Those are the two.
That's awesome. Hey, thanks for joining us on our Financial Freedom Forever podcast, Waleed. I'm super excited to see you at our next live event. It was awesome seeing you in EXPCon in Las Vegas. We had a lot of fun. And thanks for coming. Have an awesome weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.